So hi guys, I'd like to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is our review of 2025.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Our 2025 started full of promise. Our mainsail had been modified, we installed a new self-tacking jib, and we completed other tasks. And on the self-tacking end, that works quite nicely. Even with a little bit of breeze, it moves across. Sea trials started with some issues though to iron out.
You're in wrong way. You can take control.
I can't, because
We had a number of good trials though, in varying conditions, getting ready to head back north.
we're waiting for somebody to respond. I can hear you, pal, but we don't know where you are.
Autopilot is off. Ready and turning. And about there. Well, we're starting packing, getting Baru packed up. This is phase 1. But what have we just spent 2 days doing? Yes, but what have we spent the last 2 days doing?
I have emptied my wardrobe twice, and I've now gutted it, got rid of all my winter gear. So my wardrobe is empty, so I've got lots of room to buy more stuff. Well, both of us has emptied the little bathroom on the back of Ava.
And what had you done with them?
And then we've come on to Baru to start packing. The first bag I pulled out, guess what? It's my clothes. Look.
She found them. She'd already packed them and forgotten. Now, is that a sign of age? So, because we're packing up, are we getting ready to go? Well, we had hoped to get away just after Easter, but looking at the way that the weather is, no. We're going to hold, I think it'll be Saturday, Sunday, maybe Sunday the 27th, when we finally get away from Hartlepool and make our start heading north. What I'm trying to do is make sure we don't fall into the trap that we fell into last year, which is dawdle to get to the west coast. Hartlepool Marina, Baru over. Yes, Simon, 2 persons on board. Next stop Inverness. Over.
I'm very, very, very jealous.
We just had to wait for a weather window. So that was it. We were off. The sea state was absolutely superb. Winds were a little bit on the light side at the moment, but from a super direction, southwesterly, and we were heading sort of northeasterly. So we had a 5-day window to get to Inverness before storms were forecast to close us down for 2 weeks in northeast Scotland. So we planned a 3-day non-stop run. This would be a number of firsts. Our first overnight sail and the longest distance. But then So Janet started to feel a little bit unwell. Thought at first it might have just been a touch of seasickness, but couldn't really see why, because the conditions were so perfect. So I started to look at what other plans do, how we could just amend it. And the conditions were so good that decided to head further offshore and make a more direct line to Peterhead. Darkness, the wind suddenly got up and it changed direction. It was no longer on the southwesterly, it was pure westerly, and blowing 25, 27 knots. Started howling and screaming, so I made the decision I'd change course yet again. Try and head more inland just to see if we could find calmer waters and less wind. So whilst we'd made a plan to go direct to Peterhead instead of Inverness, overnight the winds got steadily worse, so it became obvious that crossing the Firth of Forth, especially in my tired state, and whilst I hoped Janet would be feeling better...
No, I didn't. I actually got worse. So Eyemouth was our only option. But water and pitch black, no moon. Dave had to wait until dawn, meaning he spent round about 23 hours on the helm.
After a rest, Janet felt slightly better, but nowhere near good enough to continue. Plus, I had felt a slight issue on our rudder.
So we decided to turn back. We had a very gentle run back, stopping at Lindisfarne overnight. A dawn start, thank you very much, sails. Then, on to Amble for a week. Then Royal Keys before home.
Then we did a lift out.
How much grass is on there?
Don't look like a lot. So this is the bush that we need to replace at the bottom of the skeg. The pin is fixed into the rudder, and you can see there just some movement. That's the bagging and rattling I could hear. And split the actual bush down. We found that it was in two pieces. That's the main bush, that's the part that had worn, and we replaced it thanks to Helios Engineering again with a phosphor bronze new insert.
Oh, yeah.
gone a bit better. And so there's the top bushing and on. So apart from reconnecting everything inside, that's the rudder done.
6 weeks on, I still wasn't feeling right. So Dave did a seed trial with our neighbour Chris in multiple conditions in one sale.
Yeah, we had everything. But it was perfect.
Dave relented. He decided I could have a full-size washer dryer in our aft heads. Yay! This required a lot of disassembly. Disassemble. No, disassemble. Sorry, can't resist it. This is how you get out of my washroom. How do you get out, Chris?
Yeah, okay.
Over the washer.
Right, can you move out of the way, Dave?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long way down. Thank you.
Right. Well, that space could have been made for it. It is in. It's tight. With good weather and Janet feeling better, we had a run to Brunswick Bay. Over the summer, we'd actually had a couple of attempts at staying for longer in Brunswick Bay, but every time the swell just said, nah, don't like this. It's a lovely bay, is Brunswick, a place you can't beat for scenery, but it is very open and the swells were coming in from the east. No good for there.
2.9.
And so on both occasions, we ended up in glorious Whitby. Well, the evening is cooling down. It's been a hot day today. We're in Whitby. We decided to move from Brunswick Bay. So it's back up to Hartlepool tomorrow. We're getting the first bridge opening, which is 9:30. And then a super sail home. All of these fantastic sails were interspaced with family duties that seemed to have suddenly sprung up following our Scotland sail plans being cancelled. We did venture north, hoping to use Amble as a jump-off point to spend some extra time in Lindisfarne. We wanted to get ashore, but the weather gods said no. It was a fantastic sail into the rising sun back home, though. Once home, in Baru, it was out in Ava Grace. We cruised up to Royal Keys with our friends on Ocean Aria, Michael and Joanne. However, so we got a bit of a problem. We're just outside Royal Keys and Ocean Aria's had a bit of a mechanical, so we've got them on tow at the moment. and going to put them onto the waiting pontoon outside to start with. And then the next day, news isn't good. We're snagged on a bloody fishing pot. We were miles off it, and we've got it caught around the starboard prop, which is a 2 days, 2 boats, 2 problems. Oceanaria was stranded in Royal Keys with a broken fuel pump, and we had rope.
We did say a massive thank you to Sunderland RNLI for helping.
In fact, the rope we had caught was around both props. We only found out once home. So lift out with Ava Grace. "5 days' work, she was back in, painted and free of rope. Then a new look inside to end our year."
Thank you for your company this year. Follow us to see what happens in 2026.